Don't forget to like my YouTube channel Connect English, add your comment and subscribe.
Setting, setting, setting. Character, character, character. Narrator, narrator, narrator. Algeria, Algeria, Algeria. Market, market, market. Countryside, countryside, countryside. Moral, moral, moral. Popular, popular, popular. Morocco, Morocco, Morocco. Connect Primary 6 for Egypt Unit 9. Lesson 1 Goha Stories. 1. Listen and read. Why do the man and his son carry the donkey? They carry the donkey because they think it must be tired. Mom, what are you doing, Llama? Llama, I'm writing a review of one of Goha's stories. The one about a man who goes to the market with his son and a donkey. The setting is the countryside, many years ago. Two of the characters, the man and his son, take turns riding the donkey because it's a long journey. When the boy rides the donkey, the people they pass say he should let his father ride. When the man rides the donkey, they say that he should let his son have a turn. Then, they say the donkey must be tired. So, in the ending of the story, they both carry the donkey. Mom, haha. His stories are both funny and clever, aren't they? Llama, yes, they are. He's a great narrator, too. I love the details he gives about the characters, the setting, and everything that happens. Mom, so do I. In fact, his stories are popular all over the world. But he's known by different names. For example, in Sudan, he's Goha. In Algeria, he's Jiha, and in Morocco, he's Ja. Llama, are the stories the same in every country? Mom, there are some differences, but they all have a moral that Goha wants to teach us. What do you think is the moral of this story? Llama, that you can't make everyone happy. Mom, I think Goha is right about that. Llama, me, too. I'm happy that I know which story to write about, though. 2. Listen and read again. Write T, true, or F, false. Correct the false sentences in your notebook. 1. The setting of the story is a market.
True. 2. There are 3 main characters in the story.
True. 3. Goha is known as Jiha in Morocco.
False. Goha is known as Ja in Morocco.
For Goha's stories are not the same all over the world.
True.
5. Llama and her mom disagree with the moral of the story. False. Llama and her mom agree with the moral of the story. 3. Write the words in bold in the dialogue next to their meanings.
1. The people or animals in a story. Characters. 2. The last part of a story. Ending. 3. The time and place where a story happens. Setting. 4. The lesson you learn from a story. Moral. 5. The person who tells the story. Narrator.
4. Complete the notes with information about the story. Characters, the man, his son, the donkey. Setting, is the countryside many years ago. Narrator, Goha. Ending, they both carry the donkey. Moral, that you can't make everyone happy.
5. Make notes about your favorite story. Think about the characters, setting, narrator, ending, moral. 6. Work in pairs. Tell your partner about your favorite story. Use your notes in exercise 5.
Message. 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 Trash. 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 Beach. 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 Bottle. 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 Idea. 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 Journalist. 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 Newspapers. 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 Goal. 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 Sand. 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 Goals. 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 Path. 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 Space. 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 Suddenly. 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 Lesson 2. A message in a bottle. 1. Listen and read the beginning of a story.
Tom's grandparents lived by the sea. The beach near their house was quiet and beautiful, and he loved to go there with them. They swam, surfed, and played games on the sand. One day, they were swimming in the sea when Tom saw a glass bottle in the water. "Look, Granddad," he said. "Let's put it in the trash." "I have a better idea," said Granddad. "Let's write a message in a bottle." "What's a message in a bottle?" You write a message on a piece of paper, fold the paper, and put it in the bottle, then throw the bottle out to sea for someone else to find. Back at the house, Granddad washed the glass bottle and gave Tom a pen and a piece of paper. Tom was writing his message when Grandma came in the room. "What are you doing, Tom?" asked Grandma. "I'm writing a message in a bottle," answered Tom. "Do you want to read it?" "Hello. My name's Tom. I'm 11 years old and I'm from the USA. My favorite things are space, animals, and the color blue. What are your favorite things? Please email back to tell me. My email address is tom@beachnet.usa from Tom." The next day, Tom and his grandparents went to the beach to throw the bottle into the sea. Many years passed, and Tom grew up. He and his grandparents forgot about the message in a bottle. Then, one day, Tom was working when Granddad sent him a message.
2. Listen and read again. Make notes about the beginning of the story. The characters are Tom, Granddad, and Grandma. The setting is the beach. The first important event is finding the bottle. 3. Work in pairs. What do you think happens next in the story?
Language focus. We use the past continuous in stories to say what was happening at a particular time in the past. We form it with was were plus the ing. Form of the verb, yesterday afternoon, John was walking his dog. We can also use the past continuous with when and the past simple to show when one action interrupted another in the past. One day, they were playing in the park when they found a note. I was reading a book when my dad came home.
4. Find and underline the past continuous forms in the story. One day. They were swimming in the sea when Tom was writing his message when Grandmother came in the room. Tom was working when Granddad sent him a message. 5. Complete the sentences with the past continuous or past simple form of the verbs in brackets. 1. Fatima was doing her homework when she got a text message from her friend.
2. Gada and I were playing computer games when her brother arrived home.
3. I wasn't watching TV when you called me.
4. Were you looking at your phone when I saw you in the street?
6. What was happening yesterday? Use the past continuous to describe the pictures.
1. Hazem was watching a football match when Egypt scored a goal. 2. Dad was reading a newspaper when Lena came home. 3. Eamon was riding his bike when his phone rang.
7. Read the start of another story. Underline examples of the past continuous and circle examples of the past simple.
Was. The sun was shining. Were hoping. Saw. Said. Was. Didn't want. Followed. Was. My friend Ali and I were playing in the forest yesterday. It was a lovely afternoon and the sun was shining. We were near my home, and we were hoping to see some interesting animals and birds. We were walking along the path when suddenly we saw a little house in the distance. Let's go and look at the house, said Ali. I was a bit scared and didn't want to go, but I followed him. Near the house, there was
8. You are going to write the beginning of another story about finding something on a beach. Before you write, make notes to answer the questions. 1. Which beach were you on? 2. What time of day was it? 3. Who were you with? 4. What was the weather like? 5. What were you doing? 6. What did you find?
9. Use your notes to write the beginning of your story. Remember to use the past continuous and the past simple. Yesterday, I was on the beach near my house. It was morning and it was sunny. I was walking with my friend when we 10. Read your partner's story beginning. What do you like about it? What can your partner improve? Think about the
characters, setting, narrator, first important event.
11. Work in pairs. Role play and interview. Student A, you are a journalist. Ask Student B questions about what happened in the story. Student B, you are the character in the story who found something on the beach. Answer Student A's questions.
12. Present your interview to other students. You might like to record yourselves on your phones. 13. Listen to the other interviews. Tell each pair one thing you like about their interview and one thing you think could be better. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Shepherd, shepherd, shepherd. Farmer, farmer, farmer. Lonely, lonely, lonely. Wolf, wolf, wolf. Yogurt, yogurt, yogurt. Mint, mint, mint. Board, board, board. Angry, angry, angry. Hill, hill, hill. Recipe, recipe, recipe. Bull, bull, bull. Lesson 3. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. 1. You are going to listen to a story. Match the words to the pictures. Then say what you think the story is about.
1. B. Sheep. 2. D. Shepherd. 3. C. Villager. 4. A. Wolf.
I think the story is about a boy and animals in a village.
2. Listen to the story, and check your ideas from exercise 1. Were you correct about the story? Peter should tell the villagers his problem.
The villagers should ask Peter why he didn't tell the truth, and try to help him. Alternative ending. Peter tells the villagers that he is lonely, and the villagers take turns to have lunch up the hill with Peter every day. Listening text.
Once there was a boy called Peter who lived in a village. He worked alone as a shepherd, looking after sheep. Every day he took the sheep up the hill and rested while the sheep ate the delicious grass. One day Peter was lying on the grass watching his sheep. He felt lonely and bored and decided to have some fun. First, he shouted, "Wolf! There is a wolf!" to the villagers in the field below. Next he laid down and waited. The villagers were busy working, but they were worried about Peter's sheep, so they put down their tools and ran to save them. They reached the top of the hill, hot and tired. They saw Peter. He was lying under a tree and he was laughing. "There is no wolf. It was a joke," he said. The villagers were very angry and said, Peter, you must tell the truth. After that they left Peter and went back to work. Then, Peter did the same thing again later that week. The villagers were very angry. Peter, you mustn't waste our time, we are very busy, they said. Finally, on the last day of the week, Peter was with his sheep at the top of the hill when suddenly a real wolf appeared. Peter was very scared and climbed a tree. He called and called for someone to help him, but no one arrived. The wolf killed and ate the sheep. Peter understood why no one came and he was very sorry.
3. Listen to the story again. Choose the correct answers, A, B, or C.
1. Who is the main character in the story?
A boy.
2. Why did the main character annoy the?
Because he was bored.
3. What did the wolf eat at the end?
The sheep.
4. What is the moral of the story?
If you tell untrue stories many times, no one will believe you.
Language focus. We use sequencing adverbs to say when things happen. They help us to understand the order of events. This makes the text easier to follow. First, next, then, after that, finally.
4. Listen to the story again. How many adverbs of sequencing can you hear?
5. Number the story in the correct order. Then complete with the adverbs of sequencing from the box. After that, finally, first, next, then. 1. Peter was lonely and bored. 2. First, he shouted wolf. And the villagers came to help and save the sheep.
3. Then or next, he said there was no wolf and it was a joke.
For then or next, Peter did it again. 5. After that, the villagers were very angry and said he shouldn't waste their time. 6. Tell a partner how to write a story using sequencing adverbs. Use the notes to help you.
Plan your story and decide what it will be about. Write a first draft of your story. Check and correct your spelling and grammar. Share it with friends and enjoy. Pronunciation. 1. Look and listen. Then listen again and repeat.
Water, whale, wolf, whisper. 2. Complete the words with W or warehouse. Listen, check, and repeat.
1. When. 2. Walk. 3. What. 4. Wave. 5. Where. 6. West.
3. Listen, read, and repeat the sentences. 1. A white whale went west. 2. A wolf whispered, what? When? 4. Work in pairs. Write your own sentence like the ones in exercise 3 using some of the words above. Read them aloud.
Pronunciation. 5. Look, read, and listen, then underline the stressed syllable in the words in bold. Let's resend the message. Why do you like surfing? I like playing indoors. He was unhappy. 6. Circle the correct words to complete the rules. 1. When a word has a prefix, the prefix usually is stressed. 2. If the base word has one syllable, the stress isn't on the base word. 7. Complete the sentences with the words in the box. Say them using the correct stress. Then listen and check.
This answer is incorrect. Why do you agree with him? The room is untidy. Please reply the video.
Coast. 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 Reading. 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 Illustrations. 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 France. 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 Vote. 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 Sail. 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 Message. Message. Lesson 4. Writing, the ending of a story. 1. Read this ending of the story on page 38. What does Tom decide to do?
To visit Rose with Granddad. Many years passed and Tom grew up. He and his grandparents forgot about the message in a bottle. Then, one day, Tom was working when Granddad sent him a message. Tom, you won't believe it. We have a reply to our message in a bottle. That weekend, Tom went to his grandparents' house. A man in France found the message, said Granddad. Look, here is his reply. Hello, Tom. My name is Hugo and I live in Biarritz, France. I live on the coast and I love sailing my boat. Last week, I was sailing when I saw something in the water, your message in a bottle. This means it traveled over 6,000 kilometers. I enjoyed reading about your favorite things. My favorite things are my boat, mangoes, and the color green. You are very welcome to come and visit me in France one day. With best wishes. Tom was very excited. Wow, our message traveled a really long way. Later that evening, Tom was writing something when Granddad came into the room. What are you doing, Tom? I'm writing to Hugo. Why, are you going to visit him? You and I are both going to visit him. That's a great idea, laughed Granddad. But it's a long way, so let's go by plane.
2. Read again and answer the questions. 1. What was Hugo doing when he found Tom's message?
Sailing.
2. How far had the message in a bottle traveled?
Over 6,000 kilometers.
3. How did Tom feel when he read Hugo's reply?
Excited.
4. What did Granddad think of Tom's idea?
That it's a great idea.
Tip. A good ending tells you what happens to the characters and how they feel at the end of the story.
3. Work in pairs. Imagine a different person replies to Tom's message and make notes.
Who replies to the message? Where are they? How did they find the message? What are their favorite things? How does Tom feel? What do Tom and Granddad do next?
Write another ending to the story. Use your notes in exercise 3. 5. Work with another pair. Take turns to share your different story endings. 6. Tell the other pair one thing you liked about their story ending, and one thing they could make better.
Lesson 5 Project. Work in groups of 3. Think and plan. You are going to write a short story. Choose one of the photos and use it to think about a story. The characters. The setting. The narrator read and do. The first main event. The moral. The ending. To read and do. 1. Make sure each person in your group has a piece of paper. 2. Write the beginning of a story at the top of the piece of paper, then pass it to the student on your left. 3. Write the main part of the story underneath the beginning, then pass the paper. 4. Write the ending of the story, then pass the paper. 5. Take turns to read out the completed stories. 3. Share your stories with the class. 1. Draw illustrations for your stories. 2. Display the stories on the classroom wall. 3. Vote for the best stories.